This town has been unbearable, lifeless, filled only with boredom, propaganda, and control. I've tried to escape, and I've failed this time. But I'll find a way. They call me Mr. Prepper.
Up the old YouTubes. Good morning, my YouTube family. 10 a.m. sharp, sharp, sharp. All right, so we have a lot to talk about today. As usual, let's knock the admin stuff out. Let's see. YouTube. Make sure that you hit that like button so the algorithm knows that we were here and left our footprint on the in the sand of the moon. TikTok side, you guys know the deal. Start tapping those like buttons. Looks like my loyal followers on the primary are doing exactly what I need them to do. 180 or 198 likes already with only 60 people. Now it's going crazy. I love it. Perfect. We're gonna draw a bunch of people in, and then on the you guys are slacking. Like no likes or check-ins on the backup channel. You guys need to get your trash together. Maybe I'll just turn the backup channel off if you don't want to participate. Ha! How's that? What do we got here? Gator Starters, good morning. Sweetie, we're live. Good morning. What do we got? Guinevere, Linmotis. There we go. And Nancy. Let's see who we got on the TikTok, on the YouTube side. YouTube's awful quiet today. What is going on with the old YouTubes? Normally, we have a much larger presence on the YouTube side. We got Catitude, JB, Black Wolf Survival. Wow. Damn. What the hell is going on, man? There's Ghost Shannon. Bob is checking in. There we go. That's what I like to see. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So, let's see. What else admin stuff we got to knock out? While we still have a lot of people here, we need to wish a... Let me make sure I've got this right. So yesterday, during the live stream, one of the Patreons checked in and said, hey, we're on our way to the hospital. We're going to have a baby. Well, 40 hours later, we've got pictures. Now, I'm not going to share this picture they sent us because it's inside of the Patreon only. But let's just say they have a very beautiful looking little baby. And it was 40 hours of labor and born at 7:28 in the morning. So congratulations. There you go, Rick. The congratulations to Blaine and his wife and their new child. So yeah, some interesting stuff happens from time to time on this channel. It's not just all doom and gloom and how to purify water. It's actually like that whole community thing that I told you that I was trying to build. Looks like we're getting a lot of congratulations on the TikTok side. What's up? Hey, Sam, be ready. There you are, Broseph. What's going down? I was watching your videos, watching you link all those jackeries together. Dude, I hope you're using my frickin' link to buy them. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Rick. I'm in both. There we go. Bob. Okay. All right. So we got the old coffee brewed up. We're ready to go here. So let's just go ahead and knock the... This is going to be a 2-hour day. And there's my notes from the video I'm making. I spilled coffee all over it. But today is going to be a 2-hour day. We're going to see exactly what happens. What's up, Covey? Good to see you, man. Let's see. Hello. We got our government control cash card in the mail yesterday. Shaking my head. Auntie B, I don't even know what that is for. That's absolutely wild. How in the hell are there 150 people in this channel and only 1 like? How is that even possible? That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Make it happen. Follow the finger. Get those likes up. Let me break it. Let me break this down for you easy. Let's go ahead and switch channels. Let's go ahead and get that up there. I brought this up. I want to make sure that I show this to the old YouTubers. Currently, we have 263.7 thousand followers. It's only been 3 minutes. It's only been 3 minutes. What do you want, a timer? Are you boiling eggs? I mean, what the hell? There's 100 people over here and there's 3,000 on this other channel. Come on. This is not an ego thing. It's an algorithm thing. Participate. Otherwise, the algorithm controls you, and I can prove it. What am I talking about today? We're going to cover a little bit of basic news that's going on, and then we're going to, let's see, what's my header say? And hold on, before I do it, currently I need whoever's on the TikTok side. I need 4 people to go over to YouTube, like, subscribe, and follow. Hit that bell to take me up to 2,500 viewers on YouTube. That's what I need you to do. What are we talking about today? I'm going to close that tab right there. The first thing we're going to talk about is it's been confirmed by one of the top security experts on the planet that 8 in 10 Twitter accounts are fake. Oh my God, who have you been chatting with? Where have you been getting your morning? Good morning, Lanny. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Shannon. Okay, be right back. Got you, Genevieve. I appreciate it. You must be Dan Chase. I must be what? I must be knowing how to work the algorithm? Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, apparently the gentleman, it took me a while to dig through to find the source of this information. This was actually printed back in September and is now only coming to life right now. This gentleman named Dan Woods, global head of intelligence at cybersecurity company F5. If you guys don't know who F5 is, you probably should look it up. I spent more than 20 years with the U.S. federal law enforcement and intelligence organizations. Told the Australian, which is the source paper, that 80% of Twitter accounts are probably bots. A massive claim, as Twitter says, only 5% of its users are bots/fam. So Twitter's getting basically is getting a like and subscribe. Yeah, okay, I'll hit you, Jennison. I don't know why it. Yeah, that's weird. Pineapple showed up. Good to see you, Pineapple. Hopefully you're feeling better today. And Connie, good morning. Happy hump day. Yes, it is. We are in the middle. Tomorrow's my break day. If you guys don't remember, yesterday I told you I'm no longer transmitting every day of the work week. I'm only going to be transmitting or streaming on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And currently it'll only be 2-hour shows on Wednesdays unless I feel really good, and I'll just keep going. Jelly just subscribed to my YouTube. Thank you very much. I'm going to check the YouTube numbers here shortly. I want to keep the live stream going. Helen, that is not a question for this place. And unfortunately, we're just going to have to change your screen. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, these things are not looking good there for the. And if you didn't catch it, so something magical happened. I'm going to push this button here. So something magical happened yesterday. So right around the middle of the day, the Twitter board unanimously agreed to accept Elon Musk's $44 billion offer. Now, why is this significant? Well, because yesterday also for 2.5 hours, the chief of security, of cybersecurity for Twitter from 2020 to 2022 was before a Senate hearing, spilling all the beans. And the Twitter executives and board members are in a lot of federal trouble. They basically have been lying to Congress since 2020. Yeah, it's not good for them. So they're like, we need to offload this right now and get out from underneath this as quick as possible. It's not looking good. Also, that testimony is now going to be admissible in Musk's in the trial when they go to court in October. So we can anticipate that one of two things that will happen: either Twitter will drop the suit and Musk will buy, or Musk will be like, yeah, I think I'm just going to twist the knife a little bit. Now I've got a whistleblower saying you guys are all full of it, and now I have a guy from F5 saying that 8 out of 10, are bots. So it's interesting to see. All right. Good morning from the state of Maine. Good morning to you, Jelly. Let's see. Snalls, one of us here is here running both. Hey, Dale, I appreciate that, man. I love when we just punch the algorithm right in the throat and let them know that we're here, and that's the way it's going to be. You know, I mean, I always make sure I follow all of their rules, every single one of them. And for those of you that it's amazing. You know what's amazing? Whenever I turn on my backup channel over there, guys, my backup channel, it's like 150, 200 people pile into that thing. And the second they see me blank out somebody who wants to go crazy political or asks me, are you a Trump supporter? I'm just like, I change their screen, and then they realize it. And then they realize who I am and what I'm doing with TikTok, and how I have a special little button that I can push on my screen to make them be instantly reported to TikTok as a troll. It's instantly funny, too. Let's see here. This guy keeps trying to go live with me, and I do not know who that person is. If you guys didn't know, I only go live with people that I actually know. Okay, so let's see here. Organize. Good morning, Violets. There we go. Okay, it looks like we're up to date on the chat, I think. Let's see. He's ashamed. Who is... Trump is the king. There we go. See you later, Broseph. All right, Capsy, you're welcome to stick around. Sorry I had to change your screen, but this is a prepper channel. We deal with current news, not with your political agenda. Have a Coke and a smile. If you're old enough, you know the rest. And maybe you'll stick around. You'll learn something. I still love you. I just can't have you tainting the waters. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and pop on over here to something that emerged last night. It still has not done much. I did poke this into either the Patreon or the general news channel that is on within our Discord. Let's see. First time here. Well, hello. I appreciate you showing up. I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Just give me 1 second, guys. I did not make it so that the chat is predominant on my screen. Let's see here. Money out of Tesla without taking the stock. Yeah, I mean, that's one way. Well, it's a pretty cool creative tool. Love it. First time here. All life matters worldwide. Hey, I like your name. I like your name. What's your take on the FBI is doing? Jacqueline, welcome. How do I like on TikTok? I subscribed already. If you're on your phone, Genevieve, it's a pain in the ass. You got to like scroll down and then look for it. They make it really difficult to do on your phone. I see a lot of people first time here's. Thank you. Okay, Pew Pew Girl, I'm going to answer that question in 1 second. And Jewel, good morning to you too. So let's see, what's the take on the FBI? What the FBI is doing? Well, unfortunately, the FBI has become the Praetorian Guard. If you don't know who that is, look it up. It's part of the Romans. It's part of the Romans because the soldiers were not allowed to come in. It was like their police force that turned dirty. It's like the mob, basically, in the end. It's much like our FBI now. You know, it's like I don't know. I can't. It pisses me off because, you know, it's supposed to be, feds are supposed to be like the guys that that you could trust when they show up, and you know, Dan Bongino made it very specific. If you don't know who he is, he was a New York City police officer who actually ended up becoming a Secret Service agent, worked with the feds a lot, and they hire accountants and lawyers and some cyber guys. They don't like hiring police officers. So they don't have that acumen that traditional law enforcement people have to use common sense. So I'm not a fan with what the FBI is doing. I think that in the end, at some point, they're going to have to clean house. Okay, somebody asked for September 24th. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. On my YouTube guide, you'll be able to see this if you're on YouTube. So yesterday, people started asking about the September 24th thing. Let's see. It was on there, or we need to go over here. And a video was sent to me by one of my Patreons. I did the research. It was Mertz trade barbs in German Bundestag. Bundestag are the only federally elected officials in Germany. So basically, it's the equivalent of their House of Representatives. So this guy made a speech. Okay, so I actually went and found the speech, and then I actually got a couple of the Patreons who know a little bit of German to listen to the speech and try and figure it out. And they never got back to me, but I do think their effort was valiant because it was a pretty robust speech, and then you can actually watch it on YouTube and translate it. YouTube will translate it for you. I didn't have time to do that. I knew at some point someone else would come out with this who's more educated on the German politics than I am, and sure as shit it did. What was it? Pinball did a video of it this morning in his video for "Let Me Clear Some Stuff Up," I think is the title of the video. But anyway, so he's talking about watching for something dynamic to happen that will change the world on September 24th in the Ukraine war. So they can make me mad. You can only disappoint me. I don't know what that means. But anyway, so it's there's no end of the world thing. There's no crazy stuff. So basically, the September 24th thing is something that you probably won't even be reported on the news. It is what it is. Let's see. Dan the Man. Can't, but you can't disappoint me. Gotcha, Chad. Take on the 40 drones at Fort Irwin. Yeah, what for? Let's see. All the musicians cancel their tours for the next few months. Pew Pew. That's because. Hold on. See, you had a real question, Pew Pew, didn't you? Okay, so I hope I answered your. Psycho laughed my fucking ass off. Sure, bro. I mean, anyway. Said it would be remember what we were doing. It's law enforcement, just comply, stop resisting. It's law enforcement, just comply, stop resisting. I don't know, poli-sci guy. I don't know if you. I don't know what your line you're walking here, but I got my eye on you, so be aware. This is a non-political zone. We're mostly centrist here. And this is a prepping channel, not a political channel. If you choose to drag your politics into this, you will be removed. As all of those musicians are canceling their tours for the next few months. Pew Pew Gal. That's because they don't have the money to keep going. Money is getting very, very tight now. People are not spending money. And yeah. Let's see here. Wouldn't have to worry about long. All right, poli-sci guy. All right, poli-sci guy. You got to go. Had to change your screen, man. You're one of those. I can tell right away, poli-sci guy. You're one of those people that you just. They'll listen to me. Yes, I'm right. Yes, I know what my professors told me. I read it in a book. Anyway. Also, the Pope said the Vatican's must return funds by September. Yeah, no one can really lock down why that's actually happening, Pew Pew Girl. But yeah, that's what he did do. Do you think Trump's trip to Washington was to kick out Biden and the same day all the trucks pulled? I don't know anything about that. Should you pull your cash out of the banks? I only keep enough cash in the bank to pay my bills on auto pay. Let's see here. And Sister Straight, I just answered that questions. What about the new constitution that Trump signed in South Dakota on July 4th, 2020? I'm not aware of this new constitution. There's only one constitution. Hey, good morning, Heath. Good morning. Let's look over here at the YouTube. We got Chris, Juicy News. Welcome, Chris. We got Melody. Melody, there we go. Good morning. You're not late. You're right on time, Melody. Where are we at here? Grumpy Acres, as they say in South Mexico. Hola. Hola, you all. Hey, good to see you, man. I've been watching a few of your videos. I watched your wife make that raspberry jam, those raspberry preserves. Hey, I got my pressure cooker out today. I'm going to be pressure cooking that chili. If you guys were in the Patreon, you would know that I made some kick-ass chili last night, and I'm going to be pressure canning it in pint jars so I can consume it all by myself. And I'm probably going to take some to prepper camp too. Good morning, Megan. Let's see here. You see that credit card companies institute a code for buying gun purchases? Yes, Texas Spartan. You know, it's like, and you're a regular too, man. You're a regular. So, dude, I hate to say I reported, but I was telling you guys about this last week. It's like, sometimes I wonder, you know, I don't want my head to get too big. I get too much shit to do outside. But sometimes I wonder if the other channels are watching me, because it's like right after I do a live stream, mysteriously they start doing research, and then I got news for you, Broseph. The credit card companies have been categorizing your sale transactions for years. I always tell you, it's like someone tells me I don't want that app on my phone because I don't want to get tracked. And I have to remind them that there are more tracking identifiers. There's more data manipulation on banking and credit card apps on your phone than the Chinese could throw at you on any other damn app. They track every single thing you do. They categorize everything you do. Yeah, they've been doing it for quite some time now. And now mysteriously, there's an article that comes out in the New Yorker and then is regurgitated by the Washington Post like last week, I think, and says that, oh, by the way, this would be a great way to do gun control. We could just get companies to start these credit card companies to stop accepting transactions from gun dealers. And that's where this all started, guys. Let's see here. No worries, bro. Nobody's perfect. I work for Amex. True. Boom. Okay, let's see here. And thank you for confirming the truth. Let's see here. I see you people sufficient other left them smiley face, and didn't come back. I don't know what that means, but thank you. The green beans are making a final push, so canning beans today. Nice, Willow. Nice. I really wish I'd have done more on my other garden before I moved. You know, I mean, I left a pretty good-sized garden back at the other property. What are your thoughts on the new purge law in Illinois come January? Oh, you're talking, is that what they're calling it now? The purge law? Where what is it? Basically all the basically no bail, and they're letting people out of jail for committing these crimes. I think it's awful. I think it's absolutely awful. I think that a lot of people are going to find themselves. I think that a lot of people are going to move out of Illinois. I honestly do. I think they're going to have the same problem that New York had during the COVID when they went too far. I think they're going to have the same problem that Arizona had when they tried to go blue. It didn't work out too well for them. And literally people that were trying to bring their values into the state of Arizona and turn it purple quickly got told, no, this is a red state. You know, I mean, it is actually crazy, you know. Hillary is throwing up the purge word. Is he really? I haven't seen that. They're calling it the SHTF Act. Is that different than the is that different than the what is it? Hold on a second. I will let me bring up something. TikTok and because I actually did like where are we at here? Illinois. Ooh, stop making that noise. Illinois non-detainable offenses beginning January 1st, 2023. Is that the SHTF Act that you guys are talking about, or is that something different? My fiance's mother was beaten to death by his ex. She was not jailed, bonded, and 2 years later. Yeah, I know, man. They're calling it the Purge Act, I think. Okay, Sinister says, yes, that is. I hope you have an awesome day. Be safe. You too, Jeremy. Jeremiah. She said they need to purge. Oh, that's just crazy, man. That's crazy. All right, what do we got on the YouTube side here? I missed it. I didn't even figure out why we are supposed to be fearful on the 24th. Grumpy, don't even. It was a statement that was made in the conservative the conservative side of the German Bundestag, which is their House of Representatives. It was a pretty good speech, but it was about something that's supposed to happen on September 24th in the Ukraine that will whatever. It doesn't really have an effect on us. Okay, Heath, thank you very much. Did you all see in Nashville Airport, Amazon grocery store is Palm Pay, no cashiers or people? Oh, it's Palm Pay. Okay. No, I did not. That's pretty interesting, Sharon. Sharon's saying that there is a in the Nashville airport, they have an Amazon grocery store that is what they call Palm Pay, where you basically use your phone to boop, and that's it. No, there's no people in it whatsoever. Let's see here. Scan to go and scan grocery when you put the any buggy and you leave it in. That by your not by your palm print. No, that can't be right, because biometrics is a pretty serious issue. So I don't think that's like with your palm. I think that's more of like a palm. What's the word I'm looking for? A palm, like the old Palm Pilot thing. But if that's biometrics you're talking about, somebody say so. Let's see here. I went from spending $150 for 2 weeks of groceries to $220 for 2 weeks of groceries. Yeah, it's actually it is your palm. There's nothing that's insane. I don't. Your palm print, yes. That is, wow. Just say no, man. Just say no. Yes, I have an Amazon grocery palm. Yes, we have an Amazon grocery. Palm is HAD us correct. It's had us correct. I gotcha. Andromeda. Well, that's some scary shit right there. That is just some flat out scary shit. Let's see here. Boop, boop, boop. But anyway, so getting back on point, literally it was the guy who posted this that got this whole thing started. It was basically clickbait, but he's got 64,000 subscribers. He's off-grid desert farming with Paul and Adrian, he was just posting this video. Hold on a second. Hold on. There you go.
Hello, everybody. This is Paul from Off-Grid Desert Farming with Paul and Adrian. And we have some breaking news for you this morning. What you're looking at is the German parliament, and the guy in the middle right here, he's going to make a speech, and he's telling the world in this speech that prepare for September the 24th, 2022. In his speech, he tells the whole world that on September the 24th, something is going to happen. It's going to be so dramatic that you will remember this date forever and where you were and what you were doing on September the 24th. A lot of different things are happening this month.
Okay, so that's where this whole thing keyed off, guys. We've already cleared it up. Don't put any money on anything. Just continue to prep on. Richard Jackson just made it in. Hey, what's up, Broseph? One of our new Patreons. That's right. Did you get yourself in the members chat yet, Richard? Yes, you did. That's right. There was only 3 people joined the Patreon yesterday, which was pretty freaking awesome. But I have not seen one of them. 2 of them are all the way in. Matter of fact, I've got your your library links to the massive prepping library that we offer, and yeah, you're all set up. But I just need to send them to you, which I will do today. Let's see here. Check out the video on TikTok with the palm reading Amazon. Okay, I'll do that. Put some info in Discord on the Safety Act. Thank you, Heath. I appreciate that. What do we got here? On the Safety Act. Gotcha. Heath of the Hampton Clan. Gotcha. Just got here what's happening on the 24th. Nothing is happening on the 24th, Aubrey. Absolutely nothing. Take a breath. It's all bogus. It's all bull. It's bull hockey. Have you read in The Guardian, the super rich are prepping, buying bunkers, and supplying with security? Yes, Texas Spartan. That I think that was like last week. That article came out, but they've been doing it for years. The rich, listen, if you have that kind of money and you have the affinity for a bunker, you're gonna buy a bunker. You know what I'm saying? If you can afford security, you're gonna have security. So I wouldn't use this as a any kind of triggering action to maybe buy more preps or whatever. I would just, it is what it is, man. You can either afford a bunker or you can't. Let's see here. Just got where are we at here? They have been doing this for years. Each property Gates has a bunker. What's going on, Draken? What's going on? Not too far from my house in North Carolina is an abandoned prison. That's where I'm planning to go. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of structures that a lot of people do not know about. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it because I don't want to give it away. You can't go where I might go one day. Unless you're in the inner circle. And if for only $3 a month, I might tell you. Let's see. What's going on in the members chat? Somebody is talking. They're still just giving congratulations to the new baby. That looks good. Let's see. I'd love to own a bunker. Yeah, who wouldn't, man? Good morning, dog and ball. Window liquor showed up. JDM. Oh, God, I'm glad you got it. There we go. There we go. JDM showed up. Nice, nice. All right, let's see here. My house in North Carolina. Okay, so it looks like we're up. It looks like we're going to go ahead and so we took care of that. Nothing's happening. There's the speech. All right, so I wanted to tell you guys a story, okay? And I don't want this to be a political thing. I want this to be a common sense thing. So there's this article that popped up. You guys, this happened a couple days ago, okay? And I think it's worth mentioning on the news side, okay? The cost of the membership is $3 a month. That's it. And you get 30 days of work out of me. You basically, every day you're going to hear from me inside the Patreon. You also get the library, which is ginormous. It'll take you a month to read through all that stuff. And it's all downloadable and printable, and you can work with it offline. And you also have access to the inner circle, which is the members Discord, where we actually are like full up community. We know each other's names. We know where we live. We enjoy spending time with each other. Matter of fact, every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we have a live Discord chat where we actually are like popping on. It's like a super powered Zoom call is what it is. But yeah, that's what you get for $3. Then that's cheaper than the price of a Ziploc or a Ziploc. Yeah, that's cheaper than the price of a Starbucks coffee. No joke. All right, Sam, be ready. Get back to work. We'll talk to you later, bro. Bye. How would you know when to stay or flee, in your opinion? You have to set up. You have to determine. Okay, so you guys are killing me. You guys are killing me, and I honestly would prefer to. I think I found my people here. No craziness in here. Thank you. Yes, Willow Bean on this TikTok. Yes, but on the other one, those people in the fringe are just piling in there. That's the side that gets used the button the most. So all All life matters. Okay. Here's the thing. You have to do a preparedness analysis. You have to do a threat analysis. You have to determine, Preston, the link is down there someplace on the YouTube side. And just go to support the channel. If you do decide that you want to become a Patreon, on the TikTok side, go to the link in my description or the link in my bio, my profile. There's only one link. It takes you to my personal webpage, not to China. Find the button or the menu item. It may be, if you're on a phone, there's like dashes up here in the corner someplace. And it will take you, go to support the channel, and then you'll see Patreon there. And then on the YouTube side, it's just flat out. There's a link down below. Support the channel. It'll take you to my YouTube. It'll take you to my Patreon. Anyway, so you need, and that's the reason I'm telling you that is because that's the very first thing that I tell you to download once you get access to the library, and it's a preparedness evaluation. It evaluates. What is the damn word? I'm messing up here. Let me find exactly what it is for you. I need to pop off here. I need to show where. Let me go to the Patreon because I want to speak intelligently about this with you guys. All right. What's up, Iron Bug? Good to see you, man. I had to turn notifications off on Discord. Way different time zones. I got you, Jelly. I mean, it happens. Bob's one of the Patreons, but he was also in the general chat. He was like at 5:30 this morning. He was and my computer's like going bling, 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 bling. And I'm like, what in the hell? I think he was just trying to get in as much as he could before he had to go to work because he's got a really weird work schedule. Let's see here. Got Allison. Where we at? Preston LP is a great guy. Know him from a long time. Patreon is pretty awesome. Thank you, Pineapple. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. So I want to go to. Let me get in here. I got some notifications popping off over here. And obviously you guys can't see them. Good morning, Miss Mo Girl. Miss Mo Girl. Everybody needs an egress plan. Exactly. Where are we at here? I need to get to the library. I need to find the library. All right, so in the library, where are we at here? Digital Preparedness Pack, and we're going to click on that link, and then we're going to crack that open, and let's see here. So, yeah, this is the very first thing that I tell people to download, and I've actually opened this up for the YouTube side to see it. You've got the Beginning Preparedness Seminar. You've got Emergency Communications, Evacuation Planning, and Preparedness Assessment. You crack open the old Preparedness Assessment. Come on there, Google. Open with Google. And it starts asking you questions like simple things like how many days worth of extra food do you have on hand? Do you have at least 30 days worth of extra food? Is your food storage kept in dark, dry, cool location? It's basically a questionnaire so that you can find out if you're on track, and it's like a punch in the, or a poke in the eye to those that don't have that information, that don't have that set up. And you can actually use it like a checklist. You know, you can literally take the question out of it and turn it into a statement. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really simple to use. And I recommend that people do use it once they get into the Patreon. A lot of Patreons join the Patreon. They're so excited. And then they start asking me, hey, we should come up with like this checklist to see how our preparedness is going. And I'm like, have you done your preparedness assessment? You paid for it. Have you done it yet? Good morning, Luther. And Doll, 6 months here. There you go. Hello, I found your page from Sam Be Ready. Good to go, Dre. Appreciate it. Sam's a good guy. But I asked them if they've done the preparedness assessment, and they're like, yeah, where do I find that? And I show them where it is, and they're like, holy crap, because the library is ginormous. Matter of fact, I tell you what, let's just let me back up here, and I will show you. There we go. And I'm going to go and flop it over to YouTube so they can see it. So this is the actual drive, and inside of it, everything from digital preparedness. I tell them to download this particular thing first because when I'm on now on YouTube, you can't see it. It says download this first because it's just loaded with stuff. Bushcraft, CBR and NBC, different checklists, communications, fitness, food, intelligence, leadership, tactical, mindset, medical, meat preparation, marksmanship, water, and water storage. I particularly like the meat preparation because I actually found these guys that actually show you how to fully prepare a deer. No joke. Most people have no idea. Let's see here. D. Hall. I have a question in my personal bubble. Can I ask it? Let's go, man. I got my finger on the button. If you're a crazy guy, ask your personal question because this is like a talking point that some people use to try and engage as many people as possible. This is all on your Patreon? Yes. I love your name, dude. What the effing? That's hilarious. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, that's hilarious. Yes, it's all on my Patreon, dude. Okay, so Dara 101, would you suggest that we take a primitive survival class? I would say yes if you have no primitive survival skills, and yes if you live in an environment where it would be those skills would be useful to you to not necessarily survive but thrive. Okay, those people that plan on grabbing their big backpack and going into the woods as soon as the meteor hits, as soon as the wave is off the coast, are people that are going to go into the woods and die. It's been statistically proven that those people that believe that they're just going to live off the land will probably be good to go for anywhere from 3 to 6 months, but after that, then they will probably perish because most of the food stocks will be decimated. If you look at the Great Depression, where people were hunting, we almost hunted the deer population, the deer and squirrel and rabbit populations in the United States down to extinction levels. So if you're into that, then do that. Take a class that fits your environment. Exactly. All right, so I have 6 months for me and wife, 2 kids. How do I plan for extra people that don't prepare? You can do that. Okay, so I got hey, it's a great question. Thank you for not being one of those nutbags out there. Let's see here. I'm going to run. Did you ever finish Mr. Prepper LP? Black Wolf. No, I never. I only got the trial version, and after like about an hour and a half of playing on it, it won't let you go any further. It won't let you do the things that you need to do. Let's see here. Looks like my something just reset. Let's see. What can you eat if nuclear in the air? The food that you stored. And that's a very subjective question, Chad, because nuclear exchanges are very... What's the word I'm looking for here? Just because a nuclear weapon was used doesn't mean that there's going to be fallout or radiation in your particular area. If they do an airburst, which would be expected, you'd have almost no fallout. Fallout is actually the dust that is kicked up and is falling back to Earth that has been made radioactive and is now polluting things. So that's a very subjective question. Okay, so no problem, April. Let's see. I live in South Florida. Where are we at here? What's the worst hit to the nuts I've taken? When I was becoming a mixed martial arts, a Marine Corps martial arts instructor, I was going for my green belt, and they gave me a good tag. And obviously, you have a ridiculous question, but you got an answer. So I'll keep my eye on you. I'll be keeping my eye on you. Let's see. I'm not crazy. My house is in the middle woods. I know every inch of it. That's good. That's good. What are the thoughts on surviving digital currency? Man, you guys are killing me, man. Here. Let's see. You're currently setting up my new laptop. It's like the space shuttle. There you go. You finally got a new laptop. Holy shnikes! My God. Pineapple was like making videos. If you guys didn't know the Organized Pineapple, she has a YouTube channel. It's pretty cool. But she's really into like organization. And I think that's great. But she's been operating off her, like, I think it's an iPhone that won't let her, like she has to make a video, publish the video, and then delete the video because her phone instantly fills up with a bunch of stuff. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. What's the best way to protect your solar chargers in the event of an EMP? Have one in a Faraday cage. Also, if you have a modern solar panel, then you need to have that inside of some kind of Faraday protection as well. Let's see here. So somebody asked me a question. I want to get back to that. You asked me the question. What's the worst? Let's see here. Thoughts on digital currency. Personal bubble. Can I ask it? Would you suggest a primitive class? That's not it. Where's the damn question? Where's the question? Where's the question? Okay. How do you prepare for people? How do you plan for extra people that don't prepare? Okay. So this is a legitimate question. A lot of people. So first thing you have to do is friends and family, okay? Friends and family, you just got to, if you honestly want to prepare for them, then you just have to set more stuff aside. You just have to get them into your plan and say, okay, I'm going to make this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and I'm going to put that to the side. If you run into a situation where you have a friend or family member that knows you're a prepper, and they're like, well, I'll just show up at your house. You say, dynamite. You know, numbers equal power, numbers equal security. Lone wolves die, or what? A lone wolf is a dead wolf. So having more people around that you can trust or know, or family or friends, it's awesome for preparedness. But here's the thing: what you have to tell them says, "Go ahead, you're more than welcome. But what you need to do is make sure that you have 3 months of food and bring it with you, and then see if they show up or if they start preparing." And then lastly, you can do what a lot of people are doing these days, it's almost like I call it a go-away bag. I have some backpacks. You can buy those like a portable backpack. Here, hold on. Where's it at? Okay, so this is a backpack. And this stupid little thing. It costs almost nothing, okay? You can buy one of these stupid little backpacks, and you can buy, what do we got here? Tampons, pads, a bottle of water, a protein bar. I mean, just put a handful of stuff. What is it? Wet wipes. A small toothpaste and toothbrush. You can put things that will make their life better. And when someone shows up at your house that you don't want them around, you literally show you literally make them understand that you're not going to let them in your house, that they're not welcome there, that they must go away, they must never come back. But you hand them this bag, and now they have a reason to say thank you. But there's a drawback to this. If they believe that they can come back and get more, you may have to show them that you own stock and shovels. And that's my plan. Also, one of the other things you can do too is you can bury these giveaway caches in different places. And then give them a map to get to those little caches. That way when they get there, they're far enough away that they won't want to come right back. So that's something that you can do. Moon mining writes here, 2 creators confirm moon crash. I don't know. Ash, need the space race. Need to stop these discussions. Ice mining writes in here. Ash, this is not Ash. I'm going to go ahead and change your screen, Ash. I didn't see you say anything really bad, but here's the thing. This is a prepping channel. And this isn't about those type of things, and we're not going to stop discussing what we want to, because the First Amendment says we don't have to. You don't get to tell us what we're going to discuss or think. And then the other thing is hey man, I'm all about space. I love space, man. I played me some Kerbal yesterday. Love it. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But in the end, this is a prepping channel. Let's see. Let's see. Silver Fox showed up. Good morning to you. Cat couch cushion foam. I give preparedness kits to family and friends as gifts. That way they have the basics. Organized pineapple dynamite. My go away bag is all the free stuff stores give us. That's smart. Let's see. What the hell was I gonna say? Walmart used to sell, and I don't know if they do anymore. Walmart used to sell a 72-hour backpack, like survival backpack. It was full of survival stuff for right at $50 before 2019. And I actually bought those and gave those to my family members. They get the brick food. You can eat it, but it tastes like crap, that kind of stuff. But it's something. I'm just throwing that out there. It's something. Let's see here. Yes, they still have. Oh, they do. Okay, thank you. Nice. Everybody needs to save or print their Constitution. Good morning. Good morning, Sarah. Let's see. What's necessary for a bug out bag? I have supplies stashed all over my 21 acres. I'm excessive. Now, you're not excessive. You're just prepared. What are we at here? Free stuff. Videos of one I built from a channel I learned how to. I'll try and post. Okay, Window Liquor. Yeah. Post that in the Discord, man, because it won't let you post. I don't think it'll let you post a link here, and then I'll drag that over here for everybody else to see. Let's see. Silver Fox showed up. I have supplies stashed. Okay. What's necessary for a bug out bag? Frenchie, man. Bug out bags are built specifically for your particular needs, based off of your situation, your scenario. A bug out bag could be, it could be anything really. As long as there's you could follow the 5 C's of survival. You could buy the $175 bug out bag that is probably about an 80% solution. There's a lot of stuff. I really wish I had a better answer for you. But see, here's the thing. You have to figure out what your scenario is. You have to do a preparedness assessment. You have to know if you even need a bug out bag. They say that you need a bug out bag. Well, listen, if you're at home and you're disabled and you're never going to leave your house, well, you know what? You probably don't need a bug out bag. I'll just come right out and say it. You probably don't need one. But if you have a bug out bag, that means you need to have a bug out plan and you need to have a bug out location. So the bag's not that important, okay? No one is coming to save you. Have to save yourself. Period. Yep, you're right, Gammy. You have to think about that. Let's see. 3 to folks. You need to learn about backyard medicine as well. True. Or you can just I'm gonna do a little self promotion here, guys. Have you seen the Life Straws? Are they decent products? Alien Life Straws are very good products, but I prefer the water drops. Because, okay, so, all right, so I pulled these out. I pulled this out of your soft. This is one of my water drop kits, okay? I just keep it in a Ziploc bag because it's a great place to keep it, and things that you put in water get wet. So if I pop that off and I pop this off and I drop that, it's a water straw or a life straw. If I want to make more water than that, which I normally do, I'd like to fill up at least 2 bottles while I'm hiking, then I will use this bag right here, and I just scoop the water up. It's 1.5 gallons. It has a detachable hose that is, and it's funny too, because if I know that it's good water, I'll just use the water drop. It's good for 100,000 gallons. But if I know that it might be some kind of contaminated water, I'll actually hook a Sawyer to it and to the hose, and then filter it through that. Yes, I do sell them. Yes, you can find them on my webpage. You can find them in products I support. You can buy them there, or you can buy them on Amazon in my store. If you go to my store, it's Set It for Preppers. And there's a water section. It's like the number 2 link inside there, I think. And then the next thing that you guys were just asking about, and it's funny too because I just got the new case, is backyard medicine. That's dynamite. Okay, listen. Here's the thing, guys. Let me tell you something. When you start talking about medicine in a, let's say, a grid down situation, okay? When you start talking about medicine and knowing the different plants that can help you to recuperate, make you feel better, it could help you sleep, it could fight off some infection, antibiotic, antimicrobial, some plants that are just good for you, you know what I'm saying? Those are all good things to know, okay? But I'm here to tell you, when you're in a situation where you can't go to the hospital and you need to feel better immediately, those plants are not going to do it for you. They're going to help. I'm not saying they're not going to work, okay? But do you want to recover in a week, or do you want to recover in a day? You're on your own. You're prepping. You're supposed to be taking care of your family. We're in a grid down situation. We're in a survival situation. Do you want to be better in a week, or do you want to be better in a day? Now, I'm asking you that because that means antibiotics. And yes, I sell them. I represent both Jace and Contingency Medical. And Contingency actually sent me one of their smaller kits. There you go. They are prescriptions. I can open this one up safely because it doesn't show any of my personal information. These are prescription medications prescribed by a doctor. It's that easy. It's that easy, guys. Good morning to you, High Desert. High Desert Training. I keep getting stories. I tell you stories about my personal use of these kits, okay? And then I get a new story every so often. I actually have a friend of mine who monitors the channel. That person knows who they are. And they actually finally ended up buying one of the Jace cases because it was so difficult to get to the doctor to treat something that person had going on with them, that they were like, wait a minute. And if you do the math just to go to the doctor, after all your co-pays, lost time at work, price of gasoline, it's about $300, which is more expensive than buying one of those cases. So if you're interested, like I said, you can find those only in on my webpage in the products I support. I have one of these. You guys can't see them on TikTok. Well, maybe you can. Let me turn you over here. I have one of these for me and my girlfriend. And then I have one of these that's for me. And then I have this one right here is for anybody that needs it, kind of thing. And let me turn you back over here. And that's the way it is. How long do they, Brooks says, how long does any last before it expires? Well, here's the thing. There's only two types of antibiotics that actually expire, that'll actually kill you, that become toxic. One is tetracycline, and that is because tetracycline was originally made in the 80s and used for acne, and after 6 months, it will become toxic. If you ever see tetracycline, throw it out. The people ask about doxycycline, which is very common, and in both of those, and in one of those two kits. And doxycycline does not degrade. It's part of the cycline family, but it does not degrade. Would the flow rate of the water drop be enough to handle the water usage, say, for a family of 4? That filter is rated for 100,000 gallons. So, and for its price, you could probably buy 4 or 5 of the damn things. And they come actually individually wrapped. It's kind of cool. So you can actually like throw them on the shelf and know that they're going to be like protected. But anyway, and then the other antibiotic that does go fast, where do you get the assessment list? You get the assessment list on my Patreon. And then the other antibiotic that does go bad is any liquid antibiotic. Any liquid antibiotic they have to make at the pharmacy. That's why they're like, hold on a second, we're going to make that for you. You're like, make it? Yeah, they actually make it for you there. It will degrade, and some of them will become toxic, but that's kind of rare for those types of antibiotics, the ones that are made in liquid form. They literally crush up a powder, add a serum to it, and sometimes like some like deionized water, that kind of thing, to make it liquid form. and then they'll give it to you. Let's see. The only antibiotics that expire quickly aren't in the Jace case. JDM, absolutely true. And here's the thing: those are the only antibiotics that are going to go bad. Everything else that's in the Jace case or contingency, the contingency medical case, they're going to last for years and years and years and years. I actually did a video where the showing. I went down the rabbit hole to figure this out before I got involved with these companies, and the Department of Defense, the CDC, and the FDA all did a study paper about 20 years ago that shows that most antibiotics do not degrade even after over 25 years. The ones that did degrade only degraded to 90% efficacy. So, well, basically their strength. So, yeah, that's going to sit on the shelf. It's going to be fine if it's in caplet or if it's in either caplet or pressure pill form, our standard pills like an aspirin. That's how they make those. Then it's going to last for 20-25 years. They put 1-year expiration dates on all medicines. If you go check your cabinet, unless it's a liquid antibiotic, every piece of medicine that's in your cabinet, your medicine cabinet that came from a pharmacist or a doctor, has a 1-year expiration date on it. They do it. It's the industry standard. They don't want extra drugs floating around, or they just want you to buy more drugs. Maybe that's why they only give you as much as you might need for the treatment. So, let's see. Let's see here. Are we expecting to have to use this stuff soon? Everybody is saying end of days. Alien, listen, I know, I could tell you stories. People have been using these cases regularly because they save them money, okay? I know about, let's see here, I know about several female problems because, yeah, there are little books that come inside the case that say, hey, if you have this, then you take these pills in this bottle for this long, and then your lady problem goes away. I know people that have treated their children for ear infections. Let's see here. I treated my cat. Prepper Cat. I saved Prepper Cat's life because we took her to the PETA bus to get fixed, and her wound got infected because they did a crappy job. And I did that with one pill. It's amazing. It's amazing what knowledge on the internet and actual pharmaceutical grade medications will do to instantly solve problems, And then I just recently had a friend tell me a story about an injury that they had that they were able to, that they now purchased a kit because of all the headache they had to go through just to get the medication that they needed to solve that problem that the kit would have instantly solved. So, how much do those cases normally go for? I will give you an exact price. Give me 1 second here, and I will give you an exact price. If you go to my webpage, you'll be able to find that out, Local Prepper, and then I'm going to go to Trusted Products. You know what? Hold on a second here. And I know that most are on there, but if you were on the YouTube, you'd be able to see that. So if I go to and then I go to Trusted Products, and I go to the old Jace case. We're going to start there. And we're going to go to pricing for the Jace case. And the Jace case is $259.95 US, and they do sell it in Canada for $435. Why it's more expensive there, I don't know. They probably have to do some kind of tariff things. What I love is their price comparison. So if it's like, well, I can make that myself. It's like dynamite. So get prescriptions, go do all this stuff. If you add all of that crap up, if you went to Target and used their pricing system, the case would cost $700. If you went to Walmart, it would be $628. And if you went to Walgreens, it would be $738 versus the $259.95 for the Jace case. So let's see, we've got that. And then if we scroll all the way down here, we've got where's it at? Water Drop Contingency Medical. And they have two different kinds of kits, okay? So where are we at here? We've got the Go Pack. Let's see here. We got Go Pack. I have the Go Pack and the Ready Pack. Where are we at here? So this is the Go Pack, and it's $279.99, and it's just like the Jace case. But I like this one right here. This is the Ready Pack. I'm going to click on that for the YouTube people. This is the Ready Pack. And they've got this backwards. I told them, I've been working with this company for months, and they just refuse to listen. So that's not the Ready Pack. This is the Ready Pack. This is the Ready Pack. Oh, my God. It's $259. This right here is this. They're the same as far as medication-wise goes. This one has the extra medication in it because it also has, where we at, optional add-ons. That's not it. Where are we at here? Let's go back to the nope, that's Ready Pack Plus. It's going to be the same. Antibiotics, symptom support is what they're calling it. And this one has one over the counter and 2 pharmaceutical grade things for seasickness, for nausea, that I'm trying to remember. It was the scopolamine transdermal patch. You know, what meds do you get with the pack? 5 different types of multi-spectrum drugs. I can't go through all of them because they're different in every pack. Here's what I will tell you. Break Monkey is to go to the link in my bio and go to the trusted products and check out Jace Medical and check out Contingency Medical. Now, what I will tell you is that if you do order these things, use your phone because you have to take a picture of they're prescriptions. So you have to take a picture of your driver's license to prove that you're a real human being, that you're not just some dude buying this stuff on the internet. Put that down there for now. Okay. But I hope that answers your question, Alien. I appreciate it. I worry about not having my blood sugar pills. I can imagine, Jack. You know, people that have diabetic disorders, it's a real issue for them to not have the things that they need. It's life or death. Let's see here. That's jacked up, JDM. Who said what? Jace is 258, I think. Yeah, it's like something like that. I just went over it. Liquid is more likely to mold, so I've got to look into that. I'll research and let you know what I find out. Perfect, thanks. All right, cool. All right, so they're just chatting away over there. Hello from Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte, North Carolina. What's up, Jordan? Okay, guys, so here's what I'm going to do. I've been going at this for about an hour. Penny's over there groaning. I don't know if you actually heard her. So I've got a video that I'm going to play for you guys, and then I'm going to put Penny out before she, if you guys didn't know, she's a rescue. She's incontinent. Let me get this video fired up for you real quick here. And obviously on the TikTok side, you guys will only be able to hear it. But on the YouTube side, you will be able to watch it. And I'm clicking things. All right.
Energy supply chains are falling apart, and the stakes couldn't be
mute my
higher.
YouTube microphone.
While consumers face soaring utility bills, energy-hungry industries are already in distress and cutting output. And now thousands of businesses are being pushed to the brink of bankruptcy as explosive energy prices eat a larger share of their profits. Experts are warning that a catastrophe is coming this winter as unprecedented energy costs risk causing serious physical and financial damage to families, while triple-digit increases threaten to trigger mass business closures and result in job losses and higher consumer prices. That's what we're going to expose today. But before moving on, please support us with a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Now, if you think the worst of energy-driven inflation is already over, we have some unfortunate news for you. Even though prices at the pump have eased compared to the midsummer record nightmare highs, all over the country, utility bills are climbing due to the massive spike in natural gas prices. Over the past week, regulators, grid operators, and utilities warn that the U.S. power supply is shrinking, and the nation's electric grid is growing alarmingly less reliable. Over 75,000 Californians faced extended outages last week, and nearly half of the country remains at risk of facing rolling blackouts. Americans are being increasingly exposed to a far more expensive and volatile natural gas market as geopolitical events continue to escalate on the other side of the globe. Since the United States is now the world's largest liquefied natural gas exporter, U.S. consumers are having to compete against energy-desperate European buyers. The energy crisis that's now unfolding in Europe is having major repercussions here in America, and it's been pushing costs up and destabilizing markets everywhere. European electricity prices have soared so high that they're equivalent to $1,000 per barrel of oil. In Britain, the government announced that energy bills are going to jump 80% in October after nearly doubling earlier this year. Official agencies such as the UK's National Health Service are alerting about a humanitarian crisis with millions potentially pushed into poverty, and the US is flirting with a similar disaster. Already, more than 20 million American households have fallen behind on their electricity bills, but we haven't even seen prices peaking just yet. Right now, natural gas is at a 14-year high, with prices exploding over 500% since the fall of 2020. The gap between demand and supply is pushing grid operators to a breaking point, and conditions are expected to get even more extreme this winter. During the summer, almost two-thirds of the country were at elevated risk of power shortages and rolling blackouts due to a lack of needed capacity during periods of high demand. But as the winter months approach, there's deep and growing concern that Americans are going to be paying far more for a far less reliable supply of power. At this point, many U.S. families are seeing days-long power cuts. For instance, in Portland's West Hills, thousands of homes were dark as utility companies were forced to halt operations completely due to the threat of high winds and extreme wildfire conditions. Many were left without electricity from Friday until Sunday. "It's very prehistoric over here," said one West Hills resident, Zara Hanan. She said they received a notice on Thursday that power would be out for 12 hours. As of 10 a.m. on Sunday, it's been 48 hours. At first they said it's undetermined. Then they said it would come on at 6 a.m. Then they said 10 a.m. It's now 12 p.m. and it's still not on, she said in a recent interview. All the food in her family's fridge has gone bad due to the prolonged outage. "We're gonna have to throw it all away now because half of it is melted." A new analysis published by Business Insider indicated that heat waves are expected to continue knocking out power across states for days on end. That endangers millions who can't afford to cool down with a generator or a pool. A lack of power will also lead to widespread food spoilage as freezers and refrigerators shut down, it noted. According to data provided by Barclays researchers, utility bills in the U.S. could jump another 40% due to the global energy rally, Bloomberg reported. On Thursday, officials with the U.S. Energy Information Administration highlighted that higher retail electricity prices largely reflect an increase in wholesale power prices driven by rising natural gas prices. In its latest short-term energy outlook, the agency found that U.S. families have over $16 billion in utility debt, and that's up from $8.1 billion at the end of 2020. The average amount owed rose from about $388 to $792, it said. These are very high prices and will not be affordable for many households, emphasized Mark Wolf, Executive Director of the National Energy Assistance Directors Association. We expect to see continued high arrearages accrued by families who cannot afford to pay these high prices on top of continued high rates of inflation in other essential goods like food and shelter, he added. In some places, such as New England and New York, wholesale electricity prices jumped 96% and 124% respectively since the beginning of the year. But EIA is telling us to brace for some serious price shocks all over the nation in the coming months. Preliminary data suggests that the utility arrearages will continue to rise this winter as all signs point to higher home energy prices as natural gas hits a 16-year high with no end in sight, the agency said. At the same time, the outlook for businesses is even scarier. Countless business owners will be forced to close up shop, and those staying open won't get much traffic as consumer spending dramatically slows down, insider analysts warned. Right now, millions of small business owners are still experiencing increased energy bills at a time when costs are rising in most operational areas, explained Alan Thomas, CEO of insurance firm Simply Business. Simultaneously, consumer purchasing power is going down as shoppers cut back on non-essential spending, harming the books of small and medium-sized business owners. I think this is going to be an even bigger crisis than the pandemic because this is going to affect not just lower earners, but middle-income earners as well. I don't see how anybody can absorb those kinds of energy costs, he continued. Several sectors of the industry are already struggling with an unprecedented convergence of cost pressures, with soaring prices for raw materials, fuel, utilities, taxes, and labor. A new survey released by the Federation of Small Businesses shows that companies have experienced, on average, a 424% rise in natural gas costs and a 349% increase in electricity so far this year. But some sectors are being particularly hard hit. Just as it happened during the health crisis, the hospitality sector is being pushed to the edge of a disaster once again. For the owners of the restaurant franchise Tiny Rebel, energy costs alone were up between 600% and 700% this year, CFO Hannah Williams said in a recent interview with CNBC. Their company may not survive this winter, and thousands of others could face a similar fate. Many hotel owners and people from the food and drink sector recently started to speak out about the crippling cost increases they're experiencing. International hotelier Neil Grant, who manages 7 hotels in England and America, revealed that he's seeing electricity prices go from $7,700 to over $18,200, something that led him to believe that many businesses are not going to stay afloat for much longer. We are heading for a massive crisis, he said. It cost us to close during the pandemic, but we came back. I don't know if we can come back from this. When you consider what we're paying out, so what choice do we have but to close, he lamented. It started to cripple us, added David Wilkinson, owner of the Blue Fin restaurant. The summer holiday will be over soon. People will be concentrating on energy prices themselves, so I think this winter is going to be hard. For the managing director of the Frisco Group, businesses are facing a mass extinction event given that they can't keep up with skyrocketing prices for everything. Find a solution to this now or face restaurant closures, she said during an interview with the Morning Advertiser. In the UK, some business owners are saying that they'll lose less money if their business is closed temporarily during the winter to help them cut costs. That's the case for Freddie Hitchcock, who expects the energy costs across all his businesses to rise from 265,000 British pounds to 1.25 million pounds per year this fall. New research revealed that more than 70% of restaurants do not expect to survive the winter if nothing is done to ease energy costs. A survey released by The Guardian reported that almost 3/4 of respondents said they would not be able to afford any more energy price increases this year. Higher costs are impacting the manufacturing sector too, with 6 in 10 manufacturers saying they plan to slow down factory output in the fourth quarter due to rampant operational costs. As the Policy and Advocacy Chair, Tina McKenzie, stressed last week, without help, we're facing a generation of lost businesses, lost jobs, and lost potential. In late August, Red Flag Alert, which monitors the financial health of firms, alerted that a series of previously profitable companies are now experiencing significant profit losses for that reason. Among those that survive, many will be forced to lay off thousands of workers, the consultancy said. Red Flag is warning that more than 75,000 larger companies that are high energy users are at risk of insolvency or are likely to lay off staff in the UK. For the US, preliminary research shows that at least 50,000 businesses are on the line. According to the firm, many of them will face a stark choice between paying wages or paying energy bills. Businesses can't absorb these costs. They're going to be forced very quickly into a decision about downsizing or being able to pay energy bills, detailed Chief Economist Nicola Headlam. That's going to be the reality, and it's coming down the track very quickly. As we head towards the colder season of the year, and geopolitical tensions continue to escalate and impact energy markets, data from the Consumer Energy Alliance suggests that the number of business closures in America can shoot up even higher. The organization, which is the leading energy and environmental advocate for families and businesses in the U.S., reminded us that contracts with suppliers are set to expire in September, which means that business energy bills are set to rocket in October. Some will face bills 5 times their current price, they noted. The further increases in energy costs are believed to have a knock-on effect on firms' resilience, as it's feared that soaring energy bills could force more business shutdowns. In 2022, U.S. businesses and manufacturers are set to spend at least $41.4 billion more on business-related energy costs, CEA reported. As this analysis shows, domestic energy policies have real-world implications for America's businesses, manufacturers, families, and consumers. We're effectively driving towards disaster. Federal policies have discouraged U.S. energy production, canceled critical infrastructure, created inconsistent and confusing regulations, and often impractical solutions leading to unreliable and more harmful environmental energy delivery. These recent policy choices will leave American businesses and manufacturers to foot $41.4 billion more in energy costs in 2022, CEA President David Holt said. Many businesses are already reeling from inflation, higher energy costs, broken supply chains, and a lack of workers. And this is yet another hardship they will likely need to overcome because of poorly conceived policies. Unfortunately, as businesses spend more on energy and transportation, expenses will be passed on to the consumers purchasing household necessities, from milk and eggs to cars and trucks. This comes as inflation reached a 40-year high, and it's likely to climb higher, Holt continued. At this point, the total number of new commercial and consumer bankruptcies is ticking back up again. According to Epic, in the past quarter, the number of bankruptcy filings in the U.S. rose 34.5% over the previous quarter and is likely to rise even further, as small business closures all across the country creep back toward their pandemic peaks. Compared to the same time last year, the United States has lost 22% of its small businesses, a report from the Small Business Roundtable shows. It continues to be a very painful time for small businesses. John Stanford, co-executive director of the Small Business Roundtable, said, according to the report, 27% of small and medium businesses said they had to reduce their workforce.
Thank you. Thank you. Mike. It's going to be all over YouTube. Mike. What's up, Lanny? I'm reading lips on this one. Oh, she found her fish. She's got one of those fish. Hold on. She's got one of those fish that do that, and she just loves to attack it and drag it around. But it's not good for noise on YouTube. Now it's going to be a dead fish now, which she'll still drag around. The sound is back on. I can see my mic doing stuff. Yes, you're keeping me honest. I appreciate it. We can guess what he says. Lenny says, Mike. It's hump day. Let's see. I don't have any friends. It happens, man. It happens. Okay, so I came across this article, and we can do the Q&A thing. Oh, you know what? I like the YouTube video guy's accent. I got you, Jordan. Well, he's English, so. If you guys haven't heard about the train strike, it's an issue. And we'll briefly cover it, and then we'll do Q&A after that. I'm honest. So if you guys are not tracking the train strike, it looks like it's moving forward in a way that basically it's happening. So the simple background is that there are 12 different unions that are active in rail. And 10 of the 12 have agreed to agree about things and not strike. There are two others that are holding out, and it has a lot to do with their time off. I think that this was a major issue in their negotiations. These unions have been in negotiations with the rail companies for years. There's actually a congressionally appointed council to negotiate with these between the rail unions and the rail companies that has been in place for years without actually accomplishing anything. So I came across this article that actually kind of lines things up. It's basically a possible national rail strike is already affecting travelers and companies. Businesses and government officials are bracing for the possibility of a national rail strike later this week as talks between America's largest freight railroads and their unions continue. Railroads have already begun to reduce shipments of hazardous materials and have announced plans to stop transporting refrigerated products before Friday's strike deadline. That's this Friday. Now, companies that rely on Norfolk Southern, Union Pacific, BNSF, CSX, Southern, and other railroads to deliver their raw materials and finished goods have begun planning for the worst. Meanwhile, officials in the administration are scrambling to develop a plan to use trucks, which may or may not work, considering the war on truck drivers. Thank you, California. Thank you, federal government. Thank you, licensing system that basically screwed that all up in January of this year. But anyway, ships and planes to try to keep critical chemicals and other goods moving if the railroads go down. But the White House is also keeping pressure on the two sides to work out their differences, and a growing number of business groups are pressing Congress to be prepared to step in and block a strike if they can't reach a deal. When they say step in and block a strike, I think that they're confused, and here's why. They're under the mindset that these are federal employees. They are not. They're under the mindset, man, I messed my throat up. They're under the mindset that they can treat this like the air traffic controller strike that Reagan squashed in the 80s. He basically told them, all right, fine, strike, go back to work or you're fired. And the ones who didn't go back to work, they were fired. Well, they're trying to create that to treat this situation similarly, and it won't work because these are not federal employees. Block a strike, people will quit. Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. Anyway, so they're saying we have made it abundantly clear to stakeholders the harm that would be suffered by American families, businesses, farmers, and communities if they did not come to a resolution. And this was the White House press secretary. I actually listened to her say it. Unfortunately, I'm addicted to those press conferences, even though I hate what she stands for. Now, here's the key thing. So they know this is coming. This is going to affect us. We're going to see this. It's going to happen very quickly. Amtrak has already suspended its California Zephyr and Empire Builder lines running from Chicago to the West Coast. And beginning Wednesday, it will stop operating in cities its City of New Orleans, Starlight, and Texas Eagle line, along with several others. And that's Amtrak. We have attendance policies that have become increasingly draconian, that offer very little wiggle room for workers who need to take time off for doctor's appointments, to spend time with families, or to rest. And that is from the union rep. That's their argument. Starting Monday, all major railroads have suspended shipments of hazardous materials to ensure those dangerous chemicals aren't stranded along the tracks if there is a strike. The Norfolk Southern told customers it will also stop accepting intermodal container shipments filled with freight beginning Wednesday night as it prepares for a controlled network shutdown. So they're seeing these two unions holding out and not going to play games, and they're expecting that there will be a railway union strike nationwide, which will shut down pretty much all of the rail moving in the United States. How will that affect us? We won't see it immediately. What we will see is probably within anywhere from a week to a month, we will start to see supplies of larger quantity type things dwindling. We could also see a power issue too, because there's still lots of coal power plants, and that gets moved by rail. Now, some of the coal companies own their own rail systems, but I don't exactly know how they would be affected because this article didn't actually talk about them. It's going to get bad. It's going to get bad. And they're going to have to quickly resolve this situation. The federal government could step in and through a statement of emergency, they could federalize the rail service and basically say, now that we federalized it, your union means nothing to us, and if you don't come back to work, you're fired. At which that's what they'll do. And then they'll slowly start to build it up. And this is really bad. This is really bad for business. This is really bad for the country, because to come in and federalize something that controls the supply lines for large cargo that would normally not be able to be carried by a truck it's no bueno. You're basically giving the federal government power over our supply system, which it's not good in any way, shape, or form. Let's see. But I wanted you to be aware of it because it is looming. It is there. And if they don't figure this out by Friday, there will be a strike. Defund the feds. I wish. I truly wish that was the case. But that is not the case. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and we got about a little less than half an hour. And let's go ahead and cover this article right here, and then we'll go into Q&A. This article talks about prepping mistakes so stupid you won't believe that you're making them. I thought it was pretty poignant because sometimes we get so focused on doing things, we don't step back and analyze what we're doing. In the military, we have what they call the AAR, or the After Action Report, where we analyze things and we find what we could have done better, what we did good, and how we can fix things that are broken. But this one actually broke it down pretty simply. Improper long-term food storage. Excuse me. Imagine how terrible it would be to open up a bucket of food during a true emergency situation, only to discover it had gone rancid. Oh, excuse me. Tybalt, welcome to the stream, bro. Bradley popped in. Happy you're again today. I missed the first hour and a half, so gonna go back to the beginning. Okay, Bradley. But yeah, this is one of the things that I need to do. Most of my long-term preps are exactly that. I do store them properly, but it's just a good peace of mind to go back and look at them and make sure that that the seals are still good, that you don't have a rat or a rodent or a insect problem. I packed some stuff some years ago when I very first learned how to use the Mylar bags and buckets, and it's probably a good idea for me to crack, to check the seals on those things. There, it's on my list of things to do, long-term preps. All right, let's see here. So if you're not doing that, then the money you spend on those long-term preps, you pretty much just flushed them down the toilet. Let's see. I check all my long-term preps once a month because I live in Florida. Absolutely, Blue Eyes. If that's a high heat, high moisture environment, so you definitely have to stay on top of it. Let's see. So the next one is not running practice drills. This is probably every prepper probably does this. Every prepper probably makes this mistake. Not running practice drills, like, okay, dynamite, bug out, do it now. And you're like, whoa, and you found it, you realize that your stuff is missing out of your bag. The gas has less than a quarter tank of gas in it. You don't have any extra fuel on the side. You don't have anything packed you're supposed to because you had a camping trip last week and rummaged through all that out of your setup. Basically, it's like a fire drill, man. That's why they did them once a month in school. That's why hopefully they still do them once a month in school. Why? So we know what to do. It becomes a rhythm for us. It becomes natural for us. And you really need to start doing these things, you know. Try going 3 days without electricity. Go backpacking in the wilderness with just the contents of your bug out bag, you know. Get to your bug out location without a map and on different routes, you know, things like that. So, yeah, those are simple. Looks like I see my ancestors. Any advice for new preppers or something just getting into it? I'll be a late. Just do it. Stop procrastinating. Stop thinking about it. Stop overthinking it. Use the 6-can method. Use the there's 100 methods out there to start prepping. But the reality is if you every single time you go to the store, most people go to Walmart like 3 times a week. If you bought 6 cans of something 3 times a week, you would have 18 cans. Use the 10 meal method. You know, go immediately. Go now. Stop watching this stream. Go to Walmart, Wally World, Food Lion, your local grocery store. Stop it. She's trying to be sneaky. She's like licking her hotspot. And buy yourself 10 cans of meat. They come in different flavors now, you know. Buy 10 cans of vegetables, the kind you like to eat. And buy yourself 10 staples, you know, pasta, rice, beans, basically a dry good. You just created 10 meals. Now determine how many you actually need to get to, you know, basically 3 months or 3 weeks or whatever your goal is. Okay? Do that. I'm on my way to Walmart in like 10 minutes. Thank you, will do. There you go. There you go. It's really that simple. If you make preparedness part of your daily lifestyle, it becomes very easy. I'm at a point in my preparedness where I just rotate things. But in the beginning, it was like, this is like, okay, I'm going to get a pack of cigarettes. I didn't smoke; it was for somebody else. I'm going to get a pizza, or I'm going to get something. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna pop in, and we're gonna get some drinks. No, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get the drinks that you want because you're going to the beach right now. But you're also gonna buy yourself, you know, like a bag of rice or a bag of beans or a flat of mixed vegetables, you know, and throw them in and then you had them, and then next thing you know, boom, you've got lots and lots of food. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's see here. Download the Flip app. Also check into scratch and dent stores for food at a high discount. Yeah, Blue Eyes, that's not a bad idea. The only thing is I caution you on that. That's something that you're going to move. You're going to want to, when you do your rotation, move that to the front of your rotations. And the reason is because damaged cans don't store well. It actually damages the can to the point where rust can start to build on it. And it also damages, the modern cans have a lining on the inside of them, and it also damages that lining, those dent cans. That's why they're cheap, because the lining inside of them that would actually protect the flavor of the metal from getting to what's in the contents is now not very stable anymore, and that'll happen. That's why it's so cheap. But yeah, hey, if it's free, it's for me. So I'll take a 37 to 87 cents, you know, a can of something, and I'll eat that inside the week, you know. And then what's Inmot says, download the Flip app. You can price compare and see which of your local stores have BOGO sales. Yeah, there you go. What do we got here? I got nothing. More text on our supplies. I got nothing on the YouTube side. Let's see here. So we're just going to continue on. Mistake is forgetting about how you will go to the bathroom. This isn't exactly an exciting topic as making your own weapons or booby traps at home, but it's one of the most important aspects of prepping. Yes, actually, yes. You know, people are like, well, I'm just going to do this or I'm just going to do that. I say, okay, you know, let me know how that works out after about 3 days. After about 3 days, unless you had a plan for what's known as sanitation, you're going to have a very big problem that you don't want to have to deal with. So plan accordingly, okay? Plan accordingly. Let's see. I got 3 cases of MREs and emergency water. It's a good start. It's a good start, Jack. Let's see here. Is rice and spaghetti good forever in a freezer? In theory, yes. But I mean, over time, even frozen food will lose its nutritional value and is damaged by the cold. So forever, no. Indefinitely, no. But for a long period of time, yes, it is. How will you stay in communication if the internet goes down, Jordan? How will I? Well, I'm going to be listening. Come here, you. It's plugged in. I'm going to be listening on one of these. Yeah, that's right. I sell them. That's right. They're in my Amazon store. Yes, they do work. Even if the batteries die, because yeah. And I just keep this plugged in. What we got here? On. Anywho, small, light, powerful, and if your rechargeable battery dies, you can actually put other batteries inside of here. Oh, let's see. It's got a little light on the front of it that I never use, and it's got a little antenna on the back of it. So woo! Keep your phone charged. Mine just died. Good job. But I keep one of these inside my Faraday cage, along with some handhelds that are very similar to those up there, on the wall. One's a UV5R. What brand are those? Sea Crane. This is a Tuscan. A Texan. This is a Texan. But like I said, I have these on my Amazon store. Just go to the link in my bio. It's on my webpage for, I think it's just my store, and it'll take you to my Amazon store. Come here, you. And then you've got those are MERS radios, and the other one's a UV5R. Hey, what's up, Sacred? Let's see, power banks. Yeah, inside of my Faraday cage, I have one of those radios. I have a battery, a box of batteries. I also have the battery chargers. And then I also have a battery brick. It's like I think it's like it's a 1500. It's about this long. I use it for hiking, but I don't use it anymore because it's too heavy for hiking, I think. Yeah, you can charge your cell phone like 10 times using this thing. I try to stick to things that are rechargeable via USB. Because that way I never have to worry about the whole 110 outlet conundrum for appliances, things like that. Well, it looks like the railroad strike has been approved. Just read a memo that went out to the members today. Doesn't mean it'll happen. It's one step closer, though. Let's see. I heard of a possible tomato shortage, about 3 cases. Yeah, there is a tomato shortage. We're right now nationally, based off the last crop, we're in a 13% annual deficit for tomatoes. But is that a NOAA radio? Yes, that one is not a NOAA radio, but the one that's in my box is a NOAA radio. But I don't worry about that. And the reason I don't worry about that is because of my UV5R. And this, I keep saying that. This is an 8H plus. This is a BF F8 plus. This does 8 watts.
Frequency mode.
Let's see here. Let's see which one of these is I got it tuned to. I can't remember.
Channel mode.
There it is.
12. Dominant period 11 seconds. Tonight, northwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Mainly.
So I don't really worry about that being a NOAA radio. I also have the, if you guys didn't know, I also have, so most of these radios are actually this size with their original batteries. I get the bigger battery pack, and the reason I do is because it has an adapter. See that little circle right there? You see that circle right there? That's an adapter so that I can charge this on a USB, and I can also use it to charge inside my car too. Do you have a video for your Faraday box? No, I do not. My Faraday is the trash can method that has cardboard inside of it, and it is sealed up with metal tape, and that's really all you need. I have that one without the extended clip. Yeah, I always recommend it because I think the smaller batteries are 1000s and these batteries are 1500s. I mean, these batteries they last forever. So, and then always make sure that you get the extended antenna. The kit that I actually recommend is inside, I think it's in Tech Stuff or Communications, inside my Amazon store. Let's see. What's the purpose of those radios? Well, I can communicate with people for a very long distance, along multiple frequencies, and that other radio is just for listening. It's like it's a multi-spectrum radio. I can use it on multiple bands, and I can just listen. And if there's bad news, if there's weather, if I just want to listen to some rock and roll music, it does a lot of different things. Let's see here. You're very welcome. Let's see here. Buy a chain to secure your generator. People will try. Yeah, that's true, Jack. That's very true. If you're using that, you definitely need to be able to lock your stuff up. You keep saying a Faraday cage. What is the purpose of that? Heard of the Faraday cage, just don't understand how it's helpful. Bradley, a Faraday cage is something that allows emissions, either radio or electronic or electrical, to pass around without affecting an object. We have chips on everything these days. Our phones have chips. This mic has a chip. This radio has a chip in it. Everything has some kind of little computer chip in it, right? Well, if there was, in the event of an electromagnetic pulse, or possibly the EMP that's generated by a solar event, which happens all the time actually, you could have enough electricity or energy move through an electric device and destroy it. Either through the E1, E2, or E3 waves. One is fast and hard, and then it slowly modulates, and then it actually becomes like this long, really hot wave that will burn up the microchips inside of devices. Well, the Faraday cage allows you to put things inside of it, and then instead of those waves of electricity moving through things, finding things to heat up or destroy, it allows it to go, just basically pass around it, is what it does. It's basically a way of protecting electronics. I think you can do it. You can use an old microwave for certain things. The problem is that the slow wave of an EMP will find cracks in things. They love to go in little bitty things, and once they're in, they just bounce around and destroy shit. So yes, there is some protection for a microwave, but it's not very strong. It's really not very strong. Like I said, my Faraday cage, actually, I open it up once every 3 months just to make sure everything's still charged up, everything's still operational. And then what you do is it's got to have a tight seal, and then I cover that tight seal with metal tape, metal ducting tape. It's the same stuff you use to work on like duct work, and then that seals that up, and that makes that seal even more non-permeable at all, so that those little electrons can't get into any little cracks that may exist. How are they different than a cell phone? I can do a lot more with my cell phone. Well, your cell phone is carried with you all the time. I actually have an old cell phone, an old smartphone, inside my Faraday cage that's loaded up with apps that don't require the internet. But your phone is also, your phone is technically a radio. The problem with your phone is it's extremely susceptible to an EMP environment. Try using your cell phone under a power line. See how that works out for you, and that'll give you a kind of an idea of what we're talking about. And the fact your cell phone's probably going to be completely unprotected during an EMP anyway, so you might as well kiss your cell phone goodbye. They also make They do make Faraday bags. They do. They make a lot of different kinds of Faraday bags. There's one particularly one under a power line. I'll try that. Have fun with that. Let's see here. It would basically just watch your little your bars or your meter on your phone and see what happens. Let's see. But yeah, they make a lot of different Faraday bags. There's actually some that are out there now that are actually waterproof. They're like river bags, like river tour bags, but they'll have an EMP impenetrable mesh inside of them. Have a system? Absolutely. Load up with apps? Great idea. Yeah, just make sure that they're not the kind of apps that require you to use the internet or are not reliant on cell towers. Because if something went down, or you found yourself in a place where there's no cell reception, then those apps would be basically useless, and a lot of them won't turn on properly. Believe it or not, you can use Google Maps, and Google Maps. Your phone has a GPS chip in it, but it's really not the right kind of chip to navigate with. Believe it or not, your navigation using your phone is based off of triangulation between cellular towers. But you can download Google Maps for, I want to say it's like a month or 6 weeks or something like that, so that you can use them offline. But the navigation still requires the cell towers to be accurate. Also, if the EMP hits, cell towers will go down. Absolutely true. No problem, Bradley. Let's see here. Goodwin Window Liquor, lots of Faraday bags available on the market that are disguising. Yes, exactly. A lot of people just put their stuff inside of Faraday bags and then put them inside their backpacks or whatever. They make small ones that a cell phone can fit into, and it technically should work. The only company out there that has ever tested an EMP device, an EMP protection device, is EMP Shield. If you're interested, I do support their project, and you can find that on products I support. In the Faraday bags they sell online there. Yes. I don't sell any Faraday bags because I don't see... I mean, I can see the use for them. I can see their efficacy. But hey, listen, if something goes down, my phone's not going to be in a bag. It's going to be like charging on my bedside, or it's going to be in my pocket, or it's going to be here on the desk, or it's going to be right here making a YouTube video or talking to you on TikTok, So I don't. It's not a big thing for me unless I had another device that I wanted to have like in a go bag that I would never use. It would basically just stay in there. That's the problem with protecting electronics. You have to actually have the electronic device inside the protective mechanism, so that at all times. It's like, oh, guess what? There's an EMP here. It's going to be here in like 3 minutes. Everybody get your EMP Faraday cage stuff set up, and we'll be ready, After your comment, I need something for solar panels we use for generator. You can buy Faraday cloth, and then make your Faraday bags. The other thing that I tell people is your car is basically, a modern car is basically a makeshift Faraday cage. If you take one of these radios and try to use it inside your car, the transmission level is going to be extremely low outside of, or should I say the radiant transmission is going to be very low outside of your car, if at all. You're literally putting it inside of this, this thing of glass and steel, so it's almost like a Faraday cage, and it's insulated from the ground as well. And the vehicle itself has its own ground, so the vehicle is grounded. It's like they always say, if you run into a power pole and it falls down, there's a power line over your car, don't get out, because you're being protected by the car. So the same logic would apply to your car being a Faraday cage. So if you really needed to protect your solar panels, you could literally put them inside of your car. And that would offer you the most protection possible. What happens if you use your cell phone under a power line? Well, the power line, it depends. It also depends on the type of power line too. I should have been a little bit more specific. The ones that are right outside your house, probably nothing. It's all about signal degradation. Electricity it creates its own radio signal. It's harmonic in nature. There is a wave. It does a lot of other things too, but basically, if you try to use it under one of the big power lines for moving transmission lines, your phone is not going to work correctly, and your phone will probably most likely function, but it won't, like, it'll be like people will not hear you properly, because in essence these phones are radios. They are transmitting on a radio frequency that the cell towers can pick up. Excuse me. Do they make EMP shields for your car? Yes, they do. That's the name of the company, EMP Shield. Go check it out. They're the only ones that are certified by the Department of Defense. They've been through all of their testing processes, and their devices have been tested and certified to work. Go to my webpage, localprepper.net, and go to Trusted Products and click on the EMP Shield logo, and it will take you to their website. But claim they're tested them. Oh, no, they are tested. I verified it with the company. That you can actually access all of the testing documents, the scientific testing documents certifying the products. Well, you can access them right on their webpage. Don't puke for... Why would I do that? Why would I do that? What is the metallic composition of a Faraday cage? It's metal. I don't know how to respond to that question. It's like, so what is the fluidity of water? What's the oxygenation rate of air? I don't know. I mean, it's metal. Do you not understand how electricity works? I mean, if you don't, I understand. Some people might not, but at this point, if you're old enough and intelligent enough to push a bunch of buttons on an electronic device that you can call anybody on the planet with, or access any piece of digital information ever in the world, then you should understand how electricity and metal interacts. You guys getting deep. Let's see. Solar panels are not in danger of an EMP. It's the charger and inverter that need to be protected. That's not true, Grumpy. And I know your background, so you know how radio wave propagation works, and you know how electricity travels down circuits. In the L3 version of an EMP wave, that creates a massive amount of heat, and it will go right to the wires and can burn up the wires. Now, older or simple panels are less prone to destruction from an EMP wave because they have no electronics in them. If you just have flat out panels that are wired up, at worst you're going to lose some connections. Now you could actually the connections, because they're just raw material or raw metal between each one of the different plates that are within the cell itself, could actually burn up and separate from the other plate. And if one burns up, then you basically lost the circuit. So that is not true. Not true in any way, shape, or form. Sorry, Broseph. You guys are getting deep, 19.5 to 20%. No one knows what that means. Let's see here. But claim they've tested them. Something conductive will work. There you go. Okay, guys. Hey, we just hit the 2-hour mark. It is 12 o'clock. That means that I have been streaming for 2 hours. So now it's time for shameless promotion. And if you're not a Patreon, you need to get your ass in the Patreon, because that's where all the cool stuff is. And that's where all the stuff that I showed you today is just floating out there waiting for you for $3 a month. My question was misunderstood, or I wondered in depth what type of metal is a Faraday. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's metal. Anyway, we're gonna leave it right there, because, yeah. I should have said in less danger. My apologies. Yeah, no worries, Grumpy. It's not a big deal. I just want to make sure people get the right information. It's not a big deal at all. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill the YouTube guys. You guys know the deal. I will see you guys on the inside. That means the Discord. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching, and I hope you decide to support the page. If you like what I'm doing, go ahead and hit the link below. If it didn't take you directly to it, you can just hit the support page. That's what it should look like. All you have to do is either hit the Patreon symbol or the join button. Doesn't matter. Just hit it and that'll get you started. It's $3 a month for 30-ish days of work from me. The price of a Starbucks coffee. So until the next time, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.